Chinese activist Kwon Pyong, a critic of Xi Jinping, flees to South Korea on jet ski.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Chinese rights activist and critic of President Xi Jinping has fled the country on a jet ski, traveling more than 300 kilometers to South Korea, where he was arrested by the Coast Guard. South Korea-based campaigner Lee Dae-seon, from the Dialogue China NGO, said the escapee was Chinese rights activist Kwon Pyong. Mr. Kwon, 35, had posted pictures on social media mocking Chinese President Xi Jinping, and spent time in jail in China for subversion, Mr. Lee told the AFP news agency on Tuesday. While his means of entry into South Korea in violation of the law was wrong, surveillance of the Chinese authorities and political persecution of Kwon since 2016 are behind his life-risking crossing into South Korea, Mr. Lee said. He is now weighing whether to apply for refugee status in South Korea or choose a third country. South Korea only grants a handful of refugees asylum each year. The Chinese embassy in Seoul declined to comment when contacted by AFP. AFP.
This post received a score of 3,500, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
That's pretty amazing really. Out in the ocean gets scary once you can't see land. A pair of binoculars and a compass is pretty primitive navigation and I would be scared to death of trying it. Aside from the politics, I'm glad he made it and shit, but the ocean part towing barrels of fuel and everything is fucking amazing.
Life of Pyong.
You win. Kudos for him. And that's how PRC banned jet skiing since tomorrow. Winking face.
What do these three things have in common? China imports 40% of its grain from the US, Brazil and Ukraine. Without Bolsonaro in office willing to destroy the Amazon rainforest to turn it into China's farmland, and without Ukraine in the bag, the CCP is unable to invade Taiwan without putting 300 to 500 of its poorest people into famine. Donbas Ukraine, specifically the 4 regions of the Donbas that Putin insists he is saving from Jewish Nazis, also happens to produce the world's supply of high-grade neon used for EUV lithography. I'm not sure how long Silicon Valley would last without the silicon, but it would probably affect the FAANG stocks that make up your 401k. Deripaska also happens to be the oligarch that bribed Charles McGonigal, the FBI agent, into investigating another Russian oligarch.
Thanks so much for this. You obviously hit a nerve with all the Vatniks, bots and shills jumping on you.
Some is reasonable, but a lot of it is nutty conspiracy shit. It also gives Putin, Russia too much credit. BRICS replacing the dollar as the world's reserve currency is ridiculous fear-mongering. Even the gold-backed one won't work well because no one will trust the gold is there.
The fear-mongering could well have been warranted in 8 years if Russia blitzkrieged Ukraine through the most optimistic projections, EMO. China is working on eroding Saudi Arabia's relationship with the USA, and if they had succeeded, Russia and Saudi Arabia could refuse to trade their oil for US dollars while China warred against Taiwan. Effectively, oil and microchips would both be out of the hands of US dollars, which are 2 major parts in why it holds dominance. They definitely could have started eroding the foundations. Of course, we live in a reality where Russia failed, and China is in a very precarious position that everyone is watching while holding their rifles.
Master Troll mad respect.
He is a legend lol.
That has got to be the most baller way ever to escape a repressive regime. It could only be better if he did it dressed as Winnie the Pooh.
Haha. Yeah. Unfortunately it was just in a black tuxedo, a 9mm handgun with a compact silencer plus greenlight laser, IRNV goggles and a bow tie.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.